Welcome back to the Empty the Quiver podcast, your front row seats to everything Utah Archers. From game recaps to standout performances, we'll be your guide to all things orange and blue. Let's let it fly. JB, how are you, my friend?
Doing well. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, man.
Episode 3.
I know. It's crazy. It's a little bit of a darker topic this week, JB. What went wrong?
Yeah, I feel like we have to get it out of our systems one last time. We've touched on it both of the first 2 episodes. We're not going to let it linger after this. This is it. We're going to air it all out, talk about everything bad. There were, pretty much like we said previously, everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong, and then we're turning the page.
Yep, I know. It's 2026. This is being filmed post-champ series. Congratulations to little brother for finally winning something.
I mean, they look great.
They did. They were just bigger than them, and they couldn't stop them. I do
I'm
like
a
Brooks,
Penn State
though.
guy.
I like
Cal.
Brooks.
Penn State. But
Yeah. Congratulations. It's a hard format to win. Unfortunately, I guess they're now the second club to have both championships, but their the field championship was 2021. That's 5 years ago now. So I don't know if that translates to a bunch of success. No teams won a champ series and then won a summer championship. So I know that they were all high and mighty in the press conference, but we're about to show them who's big brother this summer. So, all right, well, let's get into it. JB's going to give us a quick rundown of our schedule, and then we'll kind of point to a few things. We say what went wrong. I mean, the PLL is such a razor-thin margin league anyways, but when you really take a step back and look at it like JB and I have, last season wasn't as bad as we thought. And obviously only one team gets to hoist a championship trophy at the end of the season, and we got the number 1 pick. So I think that's about as good as of a second place. Now that we're not going to get used to that, but it's a good, it's fine for us to do 1 year.
yeah, I can't disagree with it. And we'll just get right in. We've got them written down. We started hot with that rematch of the championship from 24. We played the Whip Snakes and we beat them 8-7. It was very rainy in Albany. Tons of turnovers. They were using that new ball. It was a mess. The game was a mess, but we snuck out a win. Just like it felt like happened every game the previous 2 years. When they were close, we came through in the clutch and we would win. Start 1-0. Then we play Boston and we lose 9-8. And that was Marcus Holman with the 3 seconds left on the clock. If you can't tell, I like to go bowling, and Marshall Holman's a professional bowler, so I always... But yeah, Marcus Holman with that ridiculous goal that if he did that 10 times, he'd score once, and he did.
I was there, got my heart ripped out in person, so not a fun one.
And Dauber's ankle was busted that game, right?
It was.
Okay. But hats off to Holman. So they're 1-1. California, we beat them 12-11, so we're now 2-1. Outlaws, we lose 13-10, so we're 2-2. Atlas, we lose 10-8. Philly, we lose 16-11, and then back to Carolina with a win 12-11. We have 3 games left. We had the homestand where we lost 9-8 to California and 15-10 to Denver. And then the final game of the year where not much was on the line because we needed all those different things. Just 1 or 2 of them could have gone right for us. They all went wrong. And then we won anyway, and we beat Carolina 11-10. So we finished 4-6 with a fantastic defense, right?
Yeah, second in the league and scores allowed at 111. Only the Whip Snakes in front of us at 108. Now, I don't know if you were paying attention to those scores, but the magic number last year was 12 goals. If we score exactly 12 goals in every single one of those games, and the other team scores the same as they did in that game, we go 7-3 last year. I mean,
the other 2 teams that went 7-3?
Yeah, they made the championship.
The Outlaws and the Atlas, and they played for the trophy at the very end of the season.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, we just couldn't stop the Outlaws last year. Obviously, I think, 13-10 and 15-10. Now, that second game in Utah, first of all, they didn't lose because Utah wasn't cheering for them. myself in particular, I almost passed out during that game. And going into the fourth quarter, I think it was like 9-9 or 10-10, and we just,
Yes.
the wheels just kind of fell off. Obviously, we played, the second best team in the league last year on less than a day's rest. I don't know how they keep getting that second game on us in Utah. Obviously, we're 1-1 with home affiliations in Utah, but eventually we're going to have to play them first so that we have fresh legs. But obviously, and Grant and Tom were out. We were flying guys in. I mean, for us to have been in that game for that long, I mean, we really could have been 7-3 easily, and maybe even 8-2.
Yeah, when you look at the first 3 quarters of that game against Denver, they were playing their hearts out, and it was one of those where you knew we were the underdog, like significantly. Like you just said, Tom and Grant both got hurt the day before, and we just wanted to get to halftime, like just keep it close, right? Because this could be a blowout, and we had the lead in the third. We played a great game. Um, Defense was just fantastic as it was all season. Dobson stood on his head. He was the best goalie in the league last year. He didn't get the recognition, but he was. He had the top save percentage. He gave up 11.1 goals per game. He was the best goalie. But yeah, we talk about that 12 goals per game. You look at goals allowed. The playoff teams, Denver made the playoffs. They gave up 113 goals. New York made the playoffs. They gave up 120. California gave up 130. Carolina gave up 125. The Dogs gave up 127. We gave up 111. Less than all of them did not make the playoffs. It's you like you said, the magic number of 12 goals a game, which really it proves that that's what went wrong, right? We just couldn't score.
Yeah, which for a Premier Lacrosse League team, a team of professionals, 12 is not unreasonable. I mean, a lot of these games end up, 12-11, 12-10, that's not us asking them to score 16 goals a game because our defense was that. Now, depending on what your definition of an ice cream game is, if it's 9 or less, we were 1-2 in ice cream games. If it's 10 or less, we were 2-3 in ice cream games. I mean, our defense did their jobs last year.
Yeah, you mentioned ice cream game. For anybody who hasn't listened prior or maybe a new fan, the defense they have that incentive. Coach Resch says we take you out for ice cream if you give up single digit goals, which is just more proof that to do that is a huge accomplishment. And we did it multiple times and still couldn't win those
Had a
games.
losing record in them.
Yeah. But like you just said, anybody can be hypothetical. Like I mentioned previously, I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan. And when I talk about, well, if we just scored 45 points a game, we would have won all our games. That's not realistic. But to say scoring 12 points in a lacrosse game, extremely realistic. You look at the banners behind me and you, 2023 and 2024. The Archers scored 138 in 23, and they scored 129 in 24. And then they scored 98. Less than 10 goals per game. 98 means you play 10 games, so if you don't score 100 goals, that means your average is less than 10. You average single-digit goals in every game, which just doesn't get it done. I mean, it's a professional lacrosse league, and the other teams are going to score. So
Yeah, it's inevitable. And, I mean, we'll get into this a little bit later, but, I mean, on the one hand, our leading point scorer last year was a rookie, which gives you a lot to be excited about. But with a team with Tom Schreiber and Connor Fields and Mac O'Keefe and Grant Ament and Trey LeClaire and all the guys that we have on our team, a rookie should not be leading our team in goals and points.
right, and it's not. Again, Sam King was incredible, one of my favorite players. It's not like we drafted him first overall, or even in the first round, or even in the second round. Like, if you tell me after the back-to-back championships that we're going to pick a guy in the third round and he's going to lead the team in points.
Yeah, I would have thought we'd be scoring 15 goals a game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But let's talk about why.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what went wrong? Like, why couldn't we score goals? Obviously, injuries, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to blame most of it on.
Yeah. So for reference here, we're going to use our best 19-20 guys that would probably play all of our games here. So that's a list that includes Matt Moore, Connor Fields, Mac O'Keefe, Grant Ament, Tom Schreiber, Trey LeClaire, Ryan Ambler, Sam King, Dyson Williams, Piper Bond, Spo, Connor Marr, Mason Woodward, Cam Wires, Graham Hosick, Warren Jeffrey, Brennan Lavelle, Brett Dobson, and Nick Washuta. Now,
Studs.
yeah,
that's a
I mean
that's a
that's
tremendous
championship
lineup.
roster.
It is.
Um, from that group of 20 guys, now I'm going to take out Washuta just for illustration's sake because he's the backup goalie. We love the guy. I hope he doesn't have to play very much because we've got Dauber in front of him. But we missed 23 games from the guys not including Nick Washuta. Now, Nick Washuta missed 6 games, and I'd like to argue a guy like him who's been on the bench for that long, been with the team for that long, has run the iPad that long, I would say that affects games too. But 23 games from guys, that are consistently on the field, I mean, that's a game's worth of starters. I mean, Matt Moore missed 6 games. Grant and Tom both missed 2 each. Trey LeClaire missed 5 games. Ambler missed the first game of the season. Sis missed 5 games. Cam Wires missed 2 games with the holdover from the NLL. I mean, Matt Moore and Trey LeClaire didn't play together.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's not just that we had a ton of injuries, it's also the timing and the chemistry. So Trey LeClaire misses the first half of the season and Matt Moore misses the second half. He misses games 5 through 10. So he misses 6 games. They never saw the field at the same time. Trey, one of the nastiest shots in the entire PLL, didn't play, so he's not there for training camp or for the first 5 games. So you're now joining the team in week 6 where chemistry is important, right? All those other guys have been playing together and he's kind of thrown into the fold. And at that point, he's thrown in to try to fill a spot of somebody else that's been hurt. So it's not like you can sit back and just do what your position's supposed to be from the jump.
Yeah, you're being asked to fill the hole and do additional things plus what you were already brought here to do.
While also saying, by the way, we're not scoring enough goals, so we need to do even more than that because we need to put the ball in the back of the net. But like from a strategy perspective, like you're much more of a lacrosse mind than I'll ever be. When you look at things like coming out of the box and who starts with the ball or who's at X and like who our quarterback was, it seemed like it was Sam King a lot. Previously, Grant and Tom would run the show. You'd have Fields and Mac firing shots. Like, what went wrong when you look at the team and the offense and how it was run because of all those injuries?
Yeah, so I think it starts with Matt Moore. I mean, he's a guy that doesn't get a lot of credit for being such a great lacrosse player. I mean, first of all, Matt Moore is in the 2 championship runs, is our playoff points leader. Second of all, he takes the number 1 poll 90% of games. So now you're taking their top cover guy and bumping him down a spot on our offensive roster. And so now, Field is getting the number 1. Or, when we move Sam King down later in the season to play attack, now Sam King, who, like I said, was still our points leader, is dodging on a number 1. And so that just, now Fields is, dodging on a 2 and Mac's still on a 3. It just completely changes the way that we're operating. And obviously, even still, Matt Moore, he runs some 2-man games with Trey and Tom and all that stuff on the right side. It's a big piece of our offense.
It's funny. Fun fact that I had previously stated I didn't watch lacrosse before 2020. I didn't watch professional lacrosse before 2023. When Sis got drafted is when I became an Archers fan, and I watched every game since. Before the first game in Albany of the 23 season, I sent him a text message and said, they have fantasy lacrosse in the app. I don't know any of these guys. I mean, I know the big names, like I know who Tom Schreiber was, but it's like, you've been at training camp all week up in Albany. Throw me a bone and tell me who on the Archers scores a bunch of goals because I need to plug in somebody that I'm going to be cheering for. And he wrote back, he said, Matt Moore is absolutely the guy you should take because that's how good he is. So right off the bat, it's his first time at training camp with the guys and watching the offense. And that's the guy we didn't have for games 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah. Well, and then even when Trey came back, we're still plugging in guys like Bryce Ford and Max Merklinger. I mean, they got drafted for a reason, but they're not Matt Moore, they're not Trey LeClaire, they're not Tom Schreiber, for goodness sakes. I mean, we just got bit by the bug last year, and I've got some stats written down too, and I'll kind of let you guess some of these, but I've got goals, assists, and turnovers from 2023, 2024, and 2025. Now, I will just go ahead and preface this. We had nobody improve, which is not where you want to be. But this player in 2023 had 20 goals, 17 assists, and 14 turnovers. 2024, 12, 15, and 15. Last year, 6, 9, and 21. Name that player.
6 goals, 9 assists, 21 turnovers.
21 turnovers.
I mean, who is it?
That's our captain, unfortunately.
He had a down year. I mean, he was hurt. He played through a lot of. So he hurt his knee in Utah, but then he had double knee surgery, which tells us his other knee was also bothering him previously, or else you don't undergo surgery for no reason. Yeah, those stats you just listed, that was 37 to 27 to 17 in terms of goals and assists combined. From 23 to 24, 37 to 27, down to 17, and then the turnovers went up to 21. That's brutal. I also did a little bit of homework and was writing down some stats, a little different than yours, but I combined the top 3, Tom Grant and Connor Fields. And in 23, Tom Grant, Connor Fields had 89. In 24, it was 87. In 25, it was 46. So when your big 3 goes from 89, 87 down to 46,
yeah,
basically cutting it in half.
My favorite stat is in 2023, Connor Fields had 28 goals and 11 assists to 39 points. He and Mac in 2025 combined for 37 points.
Oof.
And Mac added 35 points in 2023. I mean, and I think...
Yeah, it's not any individual player's fault, right? Like,
no.
It's not like we're looking at...
And let me say this. I will have an MVP future on Tom Schreiber next year. I mean, you think about, he's played in the NLL and gone to Team USA things for the last 7 or 8 years.
That's a decade.
Yeah, and he's finally taking time off for something. Obviously, he's not happy with, he actually had 15 points last year, 6 and 9.
Wow.
That's not going to stand for Tom Schreiber. He is going to be playing like a man possessed next year, and I cannot wait to see it.
Another cool thing that the PLL app does, and it's not the app, sorry, where I get my information, getting to at the end of the year when the players name their top 50 players. It's the players' top 50, right? So the players are asked who, is it 50 or 100?
It's 50.
Yeah, 50. Okay. So the players are asked to, who else? You ask the fans, you get biased. That's like all-star game voting. The fans
Right.
can pick whoever. Whatever, popularity contest. But the players are going to be honest, and sure, there's always a couple guys maybe, but whatever. Tom Schreiber was either the number 1 or number 2 on the list, I believe, every year.
Except for last year.
Forever. Since the PLL started. So he's the best in the world. He's called Captain America for a reason. Like you said, Team USA. Playing in the NLL. It's been nonstop his entire career.
Well, and you also have to think, last year we're the 2-time defending champions. I mean, that puts a bullseye on our back from day one. We're getting everybody's best game. This year, we're going to add a number 1 pick. Is that Joey Spallina? Is that Mikey Weishar? Is it Silas Richmond? Whoever. And we get to play with nothing to lose because we have nothing to lose. And so I think there was a little bit of gripping the stick a little too tight last year. So I'm bullish on this year.
Yeah, it's with any sport where they always say it's very, very difficult to repeat in anything. But you do it twice, and now you're going for 3 in a row. But it's like perfect game in baseball. I said Marshall Holman earlier, a bowler going for 12 strikes in a row for 300. Anytime you have the pressure of you haven't done anything wrong yet, you're going for perfection, it makes the game 2, 3, 4 times harder than it should be. So you can't blame them for you win in 23, you win in 24. That weight is enormous. And yeah, it's gone now. So now you can just loosen up and go have some fun. Win a bunch of games. And like you said, even with all that and the injuries, you score 12 goals a game, you go 7-3, which is the best record in the league, tied with the Outlaws and the Atlas. So we're not far off.
I think so. And I mean, look, is there going to be a Hostic-sized hole in our defense next year? Time will tell, probably, but I've committed to chipping in on his salary if that's the issue. I don't think it is, but
I'd be surprised if he came back. But I was surprised last year. I said this at this exact same time last year. I said he's not going to play. Then there were the rumors about him getting a boatload of money or getting paid by the Man Cup, wherever that.
Yeah, Six Nations.
Right? Yeah, so he did go play after the season was over, right?
I think so.
I think he did. But he came back. It was amazing. It's the number one defender in the league. He's just locked down. You put him on anybody that any offense throws at you, and he's a stopper. Every team he needs one.
Yeah. So, but I do think the draft next year is just loaded with polls. I mean, I think we do have the luxury, obviously, because we have, like Zach said last week, because we have the number 1 pick, we also have the number 9 pick. So we can take whoever at 1, and we're still, going to have a pretty decent guy at 9.
You would think that with the projected big boards and draft projections that we could still get the number potentially 2 defender on the board.
Yeah.
While getting the top pick in the whole draft.
Yeah.
That's almost unfair.
I don't think that. I mean, I think there's a difference between big boards and mock drafts. Obviously, Boston is going defender at 2. I mean, they're not, if we decided to go defender at 1, they're not going to replace Asher Nolting with Joey at 2 either. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm still surprised they haven't announced when the draft is. It's going to have to be next month. It's got to be next month.
Yeah, that is surprising. Especially, I mean, the coaches have to know, right? So they're just keeping it a secret right now. Not really sure why.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously doing their homework, but I mean, the ground punchers are all locked up. So the ground punchers is our entire short stick D-Midi room. Bo Piper and Connor and Mason Woodward all locked up through 2028. Super excited about that. Obviously, Dauber's on the longest contract in the league right now through 2029. I think he's going to be a lifetime Archer, which, how lucky are we?
We love that. Yeah. Can we just shout that out right now? He's playing for the Georgia Swarm right now, and his goals against per game is 7 point something.
Yeah.
I feel like the previous
best with that last year.
I feel like the previous best was like the goalie that won the MVP gave up 9, almost 10 a game, and he's giving up 7.
Yeah,
it's absurd, which makes me really nervous that we're not going to have him in Utah if that team gets hot and goes on a run. But we're not gonna put that out in the universe. We're just gonna wait and see.
Listen, we want our guys to be successful. We also want our guys to play for us in the summer. So, we'll wish him all the best, but we'll welcome him with open arms. We'll buy him some ice cream or a beer or something to console him from a loss, and we'll push him right there out on the field. I mean, let's go back to the team stats from the 2 championship years and last year. 138 goals in 2023 to 129 in 24 to 98 last year. Not going to win a lot of games like that. But realistically, obviously, I mean, the 2023 Archers, probably the best team the PLL has ever seen. I mean,
from the top down, like every part of that team was unstoppable.
Yeah, 138 scores for, 111 against. I have some other stats: 67 assists, 54 and 24, 53 last year, only 180 turnovers. Now, we did have 200 turnovers in 2024 and only 192 last year, but 180 in 2023. And we made 10 2-pointers in 23, 7 in 24, and only 6 last year, which we could talk about that even more. I mean, down the stretch, our defense was scoring more than our offense was last year. I mean, there was a game, obviously, that Mason hit 2-pointers, and I think Bo added a goal. Obviously, we love seeing that, but you'd like a little more offensive production to go along with it. Those are the games that we should be scoring 17, 18 goals if we're getting.
Who on our offense? I have the player I would say. Trey LeClaire is my answer, but I want to know who you most likely or who you look to for a two-pointer, other than Tom, because that one goal that he scored in the championship was amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Two-point
Trey or
goal.
Mac for sure. It
Right.
depends on the situation. If you need it on the run or a little bit more unsettled, I'm probably going Trey. If you give a guy 2 steps into it and let him do whatever he wants, it's Mac. Just a funny stat because people forget how good Trey LeClaire was in 2024. Obviously, he was a second-team All-Pro. Absolute bucket getter with 23 goals and 0 assists. He also shot 50%.
Why would you pass? I don't blame him for no assists.
No, yeah,
I'm
if you can
I'm a
make
50%.
every other shot you take, yeah, let it
Let it
fly.
rip.
Take 20 shots a game.
Yeah, that's nuts. I'm
So
really
yeah,
excited for Matt Moore and Trey LeClaire to be healthy to start the season.
and obviously, I mean, facing off last year was a struggle, but as much as we love Sis, that's not essential to winning games. I mean, like you said, we were in just about every game last year, but we faced off at 65.2% in 2023, 55.1 in 2024, and 31.6 last year. A few
Yeah,
extra possessions may have pushed us to that 12 goal number.
yeah. Knowing that he came in guns blazing as a rookie, our offense was dominant with the short shot clock. Like we broke the analytics. There was an article about that in 23 where teams winning faceoffs were actually it was hurting them.
Yeah,
But then
no,
the
I mean the
check foot
Atlas.
vultures.
Yeah, the Atlas. Whenever Trevor would win 80+%, I think they were like 1-4 in those games. Uh,
And so then Mikey has another great year in 24, wins over half the faceoffs, offense still producing. Got hurt last year in training camp. He didn't play games 6 through 10, so we bring in Naso from Duke, who was great in college. He's playing well in the NLL. He just
yeah,
couldn't figure it out.
yeah. I think it must be something different with the cadence or something, and not having a whole training camp to really nail that in. And obviously, you can do some of that at home, but those live reps just have to
Can't
be so
replace
much
it.
better.
And you even watch
Uh,
them on the sidelines when they're warming up or when they're practicing. They're just kind of like doing like by
yeah,
themselves. Just like,
yeah.
okay, I'm gonna pretend a whistle blows here, I guess. But yeah, and like no fault to him. Just like we said about Trey, you're just thrown in with a couple weeks left. Okay, go win us some games. It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not to throw shade at anybody, but our wings are not the best. I
I
mean,
don't know that we play. I don't know that yeah, like you look at like a Squires from the Whip Snakes. Like
well, and
he
I'll finish
knows.
that sentence that you were about to start. I don't know if it was our prerogative to win faceoffs last year because our defense was so
Right.
good.
Right.
You're letting a team sub off and start their offense with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. I feel pretty good about that too. But
But
that's
that's my
another.
point with the wings. It almost seems like the goal isn't necessarily to get that once the it's a loose ball, you scoop it up, your back is to the goal you're trying to score. You got to get your guys on. The clock is and when our offense is already only scoring 9 goals a game, like I'd rather have our defense make the stop.
But I mean, if you go 30%, at 30 seconds, that even if they take a violation, that's bleeding time off the clock in a 48-minute game. I mean, we'd like to be closer to 50% for sure,
Oh yeah.
especially
And
if we can get. I mean, in 2023, offense in the 32 was run our offense for 10 seconds, and then dump it to Connor and let him go. And he scored a lot of goals in the 32-second shot clock.
Yeah.
So
big bounce back year for Sis. Yeah, and we always joke with him. He gets drafted, has a great year, they win a championship. Has another great year, they win a championship. Gets hurt, they don't win a championship. So just stay healthy, man.
yeah,
That's what we're looking for.
yeah, we'll transplant some hands or hamstrings or whatever we need. Keep him healthy.
Yeah, it was rough. It was a rough year. Injuries, offense, but hats off to the defense. Let's come back strong and play another amazing season where you're not giving up any goals. That's how you win games. Defense wins championships, right? But you still need to score a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, like we kind of talked to Zach about. I mean, we don't really know what the offense is going to look like next year. I mean, Sam King looked great from X last year, and especially if we get Matt Moore back on a wing, he's not going to be dodging on a number one pole, or Matt Moore's going to be dodging on a 2. I like either of those. Or if we decide, okay, well, let's move Matt Moore back to the midfield and let Sam King kind of operate from X. I mean, we've always run the not true X attackman. You know, we kind of have Matt Moore out to the left, and then Fields and O'Keefe out to the right. You know, if we decide to put somebody back there at X, great. I mean, imagine a midfield of Tom, Matt Moore, Grant, or Trey. I mean, who are you putting the pole on, and who are you giving the 2 shorties to?
Healthy Tom, right? So, yeah, I'm excited for that. It's gonna be a big year. Starting off in Utah, hopes are high.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll be somewhat full strength, and you know, obviously the crowd we know is going to be excellent. So yeah, super excited for that. I don't know. Hopefully, we'll get a draft date announced soon, so we can start doing some coverage for that. I'm hoping to have a guest on next week. We will probably work on that. If not, we will figure something out. But I think I can speak for both of us. I think we're both having a great time doing it. Definitely give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Post some cool stuff there. I went to a Clemson lacrosse game last week against North Carolina. I mean, we could talk about that for a minute. If Chloe Humphrey was coming out this year, I would argue we should take her at number 1. I mean, she was everything and more that people say about her. I think she went for like 6-2. Probably could have had another goal and really should have had another 2 or 3 assists. I mean, she's unbelievable.
Yeah, speaking of the WLL, did you watch the charging?
I did.
Their offense is nasty, and I play fantasy, so I picked the 2 studs from the charging on my fantasy team, the Skane Train and Harris Chuck. They I think they were my 2 highest scoring players, more than the men. Just every game, it felt like 6 or 7 goals. So yeah, I'm a big fan. Utah doesn't have a team yet, so you gotta choose somebody. So I rode with the Blue of New York, and they didn't disappoint. It's exciting that they're getting the spotlight, and I'm really excited to get to watch them in person a couple times this year.
I hate they're not going to be in Utah.
Yeah, that is a bummer. I'm lucky that I get to go to a bunch of games, so I'll get to see them a bunch of times. But yeah, I was hoping opening weekend would have a little bit of both. Maybe next year.
Well, good deal.
Trading cards.
I was hoping you would say that.
All right, let's do it. What do you got for me this week?
Don't you want me to go first?
I've been going first, so how about you? Let's see what you got.
So I think that this might be my favorite short print that the PLL has ever done. It's also of a player that continues to grow on me every single year. We've mentioned him earlier. I think he's probably going to be a lifetime Archer, so this is going to be a really great card in the future.
Ooh.
But the Brett Dobson Catalyst, I think, what do we decide? There's probably only 50 of these.
I think 40. I think 40 is the number when we did the math. It was like a weird 42. But yeah, you divide the number of packs by the odds, and it was somewhere between 40 and 50 of those are made, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the coolest looking card they've ever put out. Obviously, to me, and I know you didn't collect it this time, the 2020 set is the best set that they've ever put out. I mean, they were just great looking, but this is the best like single card that the PLL has ever put out. So super happy to
I'm in
be,
love with the catalysts. You know that. We talk about the catalysts all the time. That we'll keep that a secret until a later date when I get a little bit
yeah,
farther in my collection. But that Dobson catalyst, especially when you're like the light that reflects off of it,
yeah,
they really pop.
it does.
Just much better than any of the base cards.
I mean, it's a guy, two-time, playoff MVP. You really should be at least a one-time goalie of the year, probably two. So, yeah, really happy to have that one in my collection, and hopefully we'll find another one to give to the old guy himself.
For sure. Yeah, we got to try. Mine's a little off the beaten path here. It's obviously we're PLL fans, we're Archers fans, if you couldn't tell. Um, Mine is a Connor Fields card, but it's Connor Fields. It's the inaugural Leaf set where he's playing for the Rochester Nighthawks. The reason for this is because we talked about a lot of bad stuff today. There's a lot of negativity, so I'm going to throw some positivity out into the universe. Connor Fields won the MVP of the entire league, scored more goals than I can count. NL is crazy; they score all the time. So I want to give some love to the Connor Fields MVP season. It's the black 1/1 auto from last year. Again, the inaugural Leaf set. When there's only one made, it's hard to get it, right? So
Yeah.
it's the only one. And
Well, and we're shaping up to have last year's and this year's NLL MVP on our field team. So
Dobson will win the MVP this year. You're not wrong. But to have both, it's
yeah,
nuts.
an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah,
So
so two sick cards. We'll take some photos and post them on social media.
yeah, and yeah, like I said, hopefully we'll have a draft date here soon. Hopefully we'll have some guests in the coming weeks. I know we've got some messages out, so check your DMs, guys, and yeah, look forward to being back with you next week. Remember, yeah, let it fly.
Let's do it.